Yeah, yeah. One, two, go. Yeah. Salaikum salam. Um, but yes, big interesting Grand Prix. First news, and you'll see it on the ticker below as well on our video. Carlos Sainz out with appendicitis. Will be undergoing surgery. I'm not sure if it's in the kingdom or in Europe, but he's out and replaced by an 18-year-old British driver, Oliver Bearman, I believe. Yeah, he's not the most decorated guy. I looked up the reserve driver. It was him, and he was the highest. I know. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's my idea. No, I would have put Schumacher in. That's what I thought you were gonna say. Um, that would have been fucking awesome. Schwartzman, you're right. In terms of testing, has been so good with that team. I'm surprised. I think there could be some political reasons because of that. Schwartzman does drive under the Israeli flag right now. A lot of contention, and he's in the kingdom. And we're not in Europe. We're in the kingdom, too, you got to remember. Yeah. Benjamin Fazio says if he was driving under the Palestinian flag, he'd be in the race right now. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know about that, but it's an interesting idea. It's something that I didn't hear one person write about on any or indicate any. It's something that just literally came to mind with me now. But yeah, I mean, he's starting 11th. Do you see him in the top 10? Where do you think would be a good successful outcome for him? Yep. Yep. It's yeah. Toto Wolf said an interesting thing. He said, "It's so surprising." He says, "It's the youth is so deep now." He says, "It's so competitive from such a young age that these guys can get into a Ferrari car and do that well, having not been in one. Essentially, he just got in after what FP2 and do so well." I think you have to even do it sub before that. Sometimes most of these guys start driving when they're 4 or 5. Yep. But now we have two F2 champions without a seat. So does Felipe Drogovic? He won the championship 2 years ago. Still doesn't have a seat. And who won the championship? Yeah, but that's Alonso would have to maybe go. If Alonso goes to Mercedes, that could give him a seat. But who won F2 last year and he doesn't have a seat either? Was it Liam Lawson? Was it Frederick Vesti came in like the Portier? Yeah. Yep. You're right. Reserved for Alpine. Mhm. Uh, you might be right. It might be Alfa Romeo. Yeah. I got someone in the chat. Sir Benedict says, "Did you read that Gasly has a problem with his gearbox?" No, I did not. Is he gonna be out of the race? I didn't see that. Yeah. Yeah. 50 laps. 50 laps, 3.8 mile track. So, ready? Uh no. He's got Perez is gonna get him on this. Ooh. He's pushing him over to the wall though. You see that? Dad, there is a gearbox. There is a gearbox issue with Gasly. He might be out of the race. Mm-hmm. Where is he? I want to see the. Yeah, they're saying I'm reading the. Yep, I'm reading. Is it? Yeah. I'm reading on the telemetry F1.com. Gasly's gonna box and retire the car. You were right, Sir Benedict. You were right. Now he must have a little bit of quicker feed. Might have a little bit of a quicker feed on him. But yeah. All right. Oh Jesus. Do you ever? So in the second lap, there should be DRS enabled after the second lap. I love that Williams. I don't know if he did it. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. So they're still in the same places then. Behrman's still 11th. Yeah, and anybody tuning in just now, Carlos Sainz is out. Appendicitis was replaced by Oliver Behrman, just to keep everyone updated. Yeah, no, that's a life threatening. You need to get it done immediately. But okay, we got our grid right now. Everybody listen. Verstappen, Leclerc's maintained second. I thought Perez had passed him at some point, but barely didn't. Piastri up into fourth, Alonso fifth, Norris sixth, Russell seventh, and Hamilton eighth. Stroll ninth, Sonoda 10th, and then Behrman right behind Sonoda. And then, the usuals back there. Very impressive qualifying performance. I just don't think the car's race handling. I mean, he can do a lot in qualifying, but like you said, might be a situation where he can get it to that point and defend from there on. It this I Now, what it wasn't last year's race. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Everything's blending together. It was that great Grand Prix between Leclerc and Verstappen. It was, I think, 2 seasons ago when they were battling back on the straightaway. They were like passing each other. Yeah, I didn't see the helmet. Yeah, it did appear like that, didn't it? Yeah, it did seem like he had stutter stepped it for a second. Yep. And now look at this though. Is he going to be able to get within Max? Because he's only like a second and a half off right now. And Sergio Perez's street circuit is his greater strength in racing. No, I'm on the same feed with you. I'm watching exactly the thing you just saw. Yeah. No, I'm saying the second and the gap. I can see it on the. I have the F1.com telemetry on and the positioning and everything. But yeah, I'm relatively close. Piastri doing great, up in fourth position for McLaren right now. Mhm. I've been believing the same thing as you. Honestly, that might happen first, which would be just brutal. I know. S- here's the truth. Sonoda is going to beat him in the standings at the end of this season, and that talk will finally be over. He's in some sweater thing. I saw that. Yeah. Oh, the guy next to him. Oh, by the way, at the start, if anybody watched the boxing match yesterday, Anthony Josh was here after knocking out Francis Ngannou in the second round. They fought in Saudi Arabia last night. Yes. Yeah. No, I understand, but he's here in the kingdom. He beat the UFC heavyweight champion by knockout in the second round. It was fucking incredible. Yeah. But yeah. Of course. It was broke or something like that. Now let me ask you a question. We got to talk about this because there's so much news that there was more exciting things happening off track than on track after the Bahrain Grand Prix. What's your whole read of this Red Bull situation? Now, Aston. That's an Aston Martin. That's an Aston Martin. Jesus Christ! They got to go zoom in on that. That's Lance Stroll. Did you see that smoke? It was an above shot. Did you see that when it just went off? Holy shit! He's saying I'm okay over the radio. Okay. Can we see a replay of that? That angle we were watching. I just caught that out of the corner of my right eye. I was like, okay, now this is big because this has decided the winner at this Grand Prix a couple of times. There's usually a two stop. It's a one stop race. It's either soft to medium or hard to medium or something like that. Um, this will decide a lot. I know. This will be a big impact about the leading order pitting and everything because here tire hits the wall. The left front tire. Great call. Great call by you. But yeah, brutal. But so this is gonna shake it up. We're only at lap 7. The pit stops don't usually have between 16 and 22 at this race from my research. It's usually a one stopper here. That's it. So, and this is gonna bunch them all up now, so all of the leads will be over with. If Perez, yep, yep. Everyone's gonna pit. Hards, and you see the hards on 8. Yeah, 8.7 for Alonso. Yep, and and Hamilton, interestingly enough, has taken a gamble. He will be staying out there. No pit stop from Mercedes for Lewis Hamilton, and Norris did not pit either. But but Piastri did pit. Guess he's the number one driver for this. Anyways, now we got the order. We got Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Leclerc, Piastri, Alonso, Hulkenberg must have stayed out there. Russell ninth, I believe he pitted, and Joe did stay out there as well. Berman down in 12th. He has pitted as well. Anyways, the conversation we were having before Stroll did crash for anybody just joining the stream now of all the things happening at Red Bull. From what I read, Horner wanted to fire Marco last season, but Verstappen has great loyalty because he believes he's the reason he's at Red Bull because he took a chance on him. As well, Christian Horner approached a wealthy Thai family to buy Red Bull without consulting anybody so he could consolidate his power and get rid of Helmut Marko at the organization. And that's why Helmut Marko leaked the information. No, but there was a specific family that was going to buy either the brand or the team, and Christian Horner had approached them, but had kept it just between him and them, that he would become, I don't know, president of all operations at Red Bull Racing. something like that, and maintain his position in Formula One. On top of that, Yost and Max are very loyal to Marco because they believe he's the one that got him there, and they're very loyal to him. So they thought, and I think, and then like I've heard rumors that Yost wanted to get a managing position at Red Bull, like an executive position. And I believe that. And for fucking Yas, I like Yas, but he made one comment about Horner not acting appropriate. Or all that. Jos Verstappen almost got charged with attempted murder and has had gone to jail 3 or 4 times for assault against multiple individuals. One where he cracked someone's skull and karting with his father at the track. They both cold cocked this guy. So this guy to have some opinion about. Listen, if you're watching, the most Christian Horner ever did. I looked at the messages between him and this alleged person. They weren't obscenely sexual. They were talking about eating cereal in the morning and the most mundane bullshit. So it seemed to be like a Me Too nonsense thing. Yeah. Yep. Suspended and dismissed. I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's it you and your analysis of it is so correct from what it had started at and what it's become. But it's like you made a point earlier. Why are they imploding this? This is like the 96, 97 Chicago Bulls where everybody's running on they're winning everything. Why would you fuck this up? Yes. Yep. Mm-mm. Uh some what is it? Posh spice or something, whatever. Ginger spice. Yeah, she got red hair. All right. Mm. Yep. Two. I think it's another 2 lap. I think it's always that for the restarts. So we have 2 cars out, Stroll and Gasly right now for anybody. V- Vino Verde says Horner too horny. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even is there allegations that they even had a sexual relationship or just that his comments over text were sexual? I don't even know. I don't think she Yeah, I don't think she alleged a relationship even actually. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like how they were trying to make it. It was a very moderate amount of whatever. That's just my feeling. Yeah. I read pretty deeply into the details, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yes. Uh, was it a not Alpha Tauri? No, 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 not a Williams. Alpha Tauri because they look like Williams now. They look like the old Williams. Mm-mm. And everybody who did pit is on Hearts. Very good point. So we got Zhao, Hulkenberg, Hamilton, Norris. Good point. Yeah, not a lot going on in the back, right? Among these Alfa Romeo, Williams, Alpine teams, nobody really. Yeah. Oh, and I love. Sorry to interrupt. I love him having to put rules to Toto. Oh yeah, I'll come with you, but I'll have to have a multi-year contract. You should be, and this is why I don't consider him a real racer too. You can tell me what you think here. You're never going to have a fucking chance to win a race again unless you're in a Mercedes, Red Bull, or Ferrari. He is more interested in being in Formula One for the next 3 to 5 years in a car that he knows he can't win in, rather than have, you know what, take the 1 season contract. Maybe you'll get one more race win out of it, but at least you'll be in contention. Yep. No. Paris. No, 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 no. Where's Alonso? Alonso's in seventh. Yeah. Their best bet would be another incident to happen here to get a short pit stop, maybe a virtual safety car or a safety car. Well, do we have another Stroll who can make a mistake? We have Sargent here. That's possible. Um, I question Hulkenberg because people keep talking about him going to other teams when his seat's being filled, but then sometimes Magnussen beats him, but sometimes he beats Magnussen. I don't know if somebody's going to invest in a guy that old at this point, but there's so much new talent coming up. I just said like Hulkenberg. The thing with him is a lot of teams keep talking about maybe signing him to a 1 year contract if somebody jumps from Aston Martin or Alpine or even Mercedes or something. But it's like sometimes he's getting beaten by Magnussen, sometimes he beats Magnussen, and he's almost I think he's 35 or something. Are they going to invest in a guy that old just to give him a 1 year contract without the accolades that of an Alonso or something? Nope. Couple years ago, we're talking about a decade ago. I believe. Was it? Okay. Russ. No, Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's been around since 2009. Yeah. And Botas really should be thanking his luck. I know he gets this depressed mood and this anxious. He has 11 wins. I think behind Verstappen and Hamilton, he has the most wins of any guy currently driving. So he had all the chances in the world. He got a handful of wins. He got I think 11 victories. I mean, he really he has 60 podiums. He has what 95, 96% of F1 drivers never even get to. Should be fucking thanking him. Perez only has 5 or 6 wins. Maybe even less. I think Leclerc. I think he has 4 wins. So Bottas is a elder statesman and somebody with significantly more success even than a Charles Leclerc, even though we know he's a much better driver than Bottas. Okay. Leclerc, yeah, I think he has 5. 32, 33, something like that. Two, no, he almost did, right? He only won Brazil. Remember, he was trying to win Singapore last season. First stab, he's an established. He's got to win. He was with Ferrari. Brent Hatley 20 says Bottas was a good number 2 driver. Was a good boy. I mean, he was okay. I mean, he wasn't great, but by number 2 driver standards, he was decent. Yeah, that for obvious reasons. You didn't even see for all the shit that even Rubens had to kowtow to. You didn't even see the fire in Bottas that you saw in Rubens sometimes. I don't know. Kimmy can be relaxed, but he can be a fucking firecracker too at times. Yep. All the way off onto the skirt at there. Yep. And Piastri. And he kept Piastri behind. Well, when he's being challenged by a McLaren, he's like, "Fuck, what is this season turning into?" Momo Bhakti. Love from LaSalle. Love watching you guys for these Grand Prix. Thank you. I know we actually get a lot of Arab listeners during the Arab Grand Prix, like Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Thank you. I'm assuming your name's Muhammad if you wrote Momo here, but yes, thank you. Well, Bahrain wasn't it? I read that statistic at the start of the last race. It was their 20-year anniversary, so that was really the opening to the Arab world of it. But yeah, whenever I check analytics, I always get a lot of people from the Middle Eastern region watching our lives, and we appreciate all of you. Thank you. Yep, they do. And LaSalle, that's where LaSalle. Maybe I don't know if I isn't LaSalle. That is where the track is for the Qatar Grand Prix. Yeah, and that's where the stadium was for the or it was right near it, the stadium for the World Cup as well. Yeah, but yeah. Thank you, Momo. Appreciate it. What was I just about to say? I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Yeah, it's been. Ooh, no, not at all. Another chat. Saudi boy RB. Love from Jeddah. Couldn't make Grand Prix. Watching with you and Mr. Big Man. Big guy, but thank you. Love from Saudi. Okay, so we have people in the country who couldn't go to the Grand Prix watching with us. That's fucking awesome. That's cool. That's cool to have international. You know what? Just as he wrote that, I was actually thinking that. And I want to see what it would be like online. So, but you got to remember, Saudi, wealthy country, but for how many people is it wealthy? Saudi Boy RB, put down what ticket prices were in the chat. Let me know. You don't have to tell us if you're too cheap for it. Just tell us what like the general ticket price was, because I'm interested if I was ever in a country like that, how much it would actually be. What time is it in Saudi Arabia? I know it's hot as all hell there right now. Saudi Arabia. Yes. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, we didn't mention this before. I think we were talking with one of the chatters. Did you see Sergio Perez got a 5-second penalty? Uh, Unsafe release. That's why they're saying Alonso had that 8.7 second pit stop. That it wasn't Aston Martin's fault. That's bullshit. Every time this guy's doing well, it's some bullshit like this. Saudi Boy RB, much love. Thanks for the shout out, gentlemen. Between 1,200 and 1,500 Saudi Rial. I don't know what that would be in American dollars. I'll check. Yeah. And another chat from AMP says hi. That is all. Okay. Well, hi as well. Anyways, we have a drink check. We have a 0.0. I'm drinking Zwyczajek Polish beer right now. Peroni. I would rather have that. This beer is very bready and hearty and a heavy drinking beer. Yeah, that's steep for race day. Well, okay. Another one. Saudi. Let me look at the chat. Saudi Boy RB, you tell me, was that race weekend or is that race day specific? And on top of that, any other thoughts on the Grand Prix right now? Are you happy you didn't go, or are you sad? Or wait, are you yeah, or are you sad that it would have been a good time? He's a very good defensive driver. That's one of his great strengths. Also, not just at the British Grand Prix, they did a battle at Austria a couple years ago when the Mercedes was, I think it was like 2021 when the Mercedes was battling Max, and he held him off for like 30 laps or something like that. It was very impressive. This would be this would be very well. Norris hasn't pitted yet, so I should recall that statement. It's not going to be I mean, he won't get a podium because he still has to pit. Leclerc's right behind him. Hamilton still hasn't pit either. You have to remember that. So Piastri has pit and Hamilton hasn't. So he really is holding him up in a sense. Oh, we got a response from Saudi Boy RB. That was for race day alone. Not many people care about qualifying in practice here. Okay. Hello? Hello? You still there? Mm. Anyway, Verstappen leading. Perez second. Norris third. Leclerc fourth. Hamilton fifth. Piastri sixth. Alonso seventh. Um, Russell eighth. Yep, so that's what's going on right now. Hey, you there? Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. No, all good. We just got a response from Saudi Boy RB here. Okay, Saudi Boy RB says that was for race day. Not much people care about qualifying or practice here. All right, interesting. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's fine. You hear that response though? Okay. All right. So, anyways, that's fine. Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton. Still going pretty much the same. We're halfway through the race at this point. Yeah, I can hear. I've heard you the whole time. Yeah, go ahead, call it. Hmm. Yep. So close. So close. Yeah, between like you said, Piat. Well, Norris to Leclerc, Piastri to Hamilton. Yep, got him. I pushed that theory last race that like maybe some guys need to be up against the wall, but it's like some guys get freed by that whole notion that they don't. And this is what sucks for Sainz because like every time you think the guy gets momentum, now he's got appendicitis. He's not in this race. Yeah, he cut it. You know what's crazy for a guy who's at Toro Rosso with a guy who was the number one guy at Red Bull. He treats him like his bitch. It's incredible. And he's a 5 foot guy, and Ricardo, like, I didn't see Ricardo even react to it or even say anything. Was like, what the fuck is this? I could see that. He's been at the team for, I think, 3 seasons now. Who? Not Sonoda. Who are you talking about? Sonoda, really? You know what? I remember reading an article on Planet F1 about a year ago that they were thinking of getting rid of him or something, and then a huge conglomerate of executives from Honda showed up with their lawyers at the Red Bull factory or whatever, or wherever they are in Milton Keynes, and had a huge sit down with the organization. I'm like, all right, well, that it's pretty important, Honda. Oh yeah, Japanese driver. They're very nationalistic people. I understand. No, and by F1 standards, she's definitely more important than a lot of drivers who shouldn't have seats. All right. Well, as of right now, we're really seeing Red Bull dominance. We got Verstappen in first, Perez 7 seconds behind him, and go ahead. Yep, side by side. Nope. Yeah, we've been seeing some pretty good racing between the Alpines, the AlphaTauris, and the Haas's right now. Absolutely. And did or didn't pit? I guess didn't. No, him or Magnuson. No, Magnuson has. Hmm. Yes. So Piastri has pitted, Norris hasn't. So that will bring Piastri, and Hamilton hasn't either. So Piastri potentially could be fighting with Leclerc, but there's a pretty decent gap between him and the two drivers to Leclerc. Albon and Sonoda there. Yep. Yes, they should. I believe so. This is a one-stopper race, unless I'm wrong. They've been changing the configuration of this track almost on a yearly basis. So I don't know. But you know what? Didn't most of them pit on lap? Was that lap? Why did it? Is it lap 7 that crash happened? Yeah, so it was lap 7. So that means they'd be bringing these hards to about 43 laps. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll be a two-stopper because that's a very early time for majority of the grid to pit. Couldn't hear it. Correct. Ooh, you're right. You're right. That'd be pretty damn good result. We're gonna need a Nicholas Latifi type moment here. Exactly. Yeah. Go to the job. Yep. I'm the reason Max Verstappen won the most exciting race in Formula One history. Yeah, 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 exactly. White White Hawk Super Chat says Alonso very impressive. The Aston Martin was not as good as I thought it would be this season. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I thought the Aston Martin didn't the Aston Martin the first. Yeah. Yep. But that, yeah, of course. But wasn't the Aston Martin like really impressive? Didn't Alonso get 4 or 5 podiums at the start of last season, something like that? Yeah. Yeah, no, he's doing well. I mean, they're not the same team they were last year, but it's not like they moved back. I think they're just one behind McLaren now. So it goes like, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes. Well, at this point, it might be McLaren, Mercedes, but Mercedes, McLaren, and then right behind them is Aston Martin. So the team really hasn't slid back too much. The team that slid back the most has been Alpine. It's fucking embarrassing. I mean, it's just so bad. Yeah. You know, you know what? Alan Prost, who a lot of respect for as a driver, and even when he was working with teams and everything, he said a couple seasons ago that the structure was falling apart and that there was this guy who was getting rid of everybody to just consolidate power and the team is a joke. And then they started to have their two best seasons like 2 or 3 years ago. And you're like, you know what? Maybe Alan Prost is just, he's living in the past or he's just mad that they're not giving him all this power. And then everyone seemed to have been fired at once from the team principal to Laurent Rossi to everybody. And it's like, now the team is just in shambles. I mean, it probably next to Alfa Romeo is the worst team on the grid. Piastri on Hamilton, and he'll get he's got. No, he didn't. He didn't. Look at that. And Hamilton's going around the faster route too. He's going to get him back on it. He, I no. I think he didn't. He he just he braked very much deeper. He didn't lock it up. He braked very deep, and it resulted him just not making the turn. Oh yeah, and he's lost it. Mm. Hamilton doing a lot more than last race, but then again, is Hamilton doing a lot? Because if he doesn't get some mystery thing, he's gonna have to go pit, and he'll lose about. He'll be back in 10th or something. Well, it looks like we're gonna have another 1-2 for Red Bull because even with the five. Actually, no. Wait, no. Yes, 5 second penalty. He's 11 seconds clear of him. Yep. What did he say on the radio? Did you see a communication there? Said something about going on soft or something. Oh, they did put him on the softs. They did put him on softs now. So I did read that correctly. I did read that correctly. I think 10th, or is it ninth? Okay. Um. Yeah, let's see. Norris. Yes, I just saw that too. It seems like he's totally fine. I think it was just a replay. Just got a little too close. Uh, are they? Norris. Why do they have it listed? You're right. I see it softs. Why do they have it listed as hards though? On the they're softs, right? Yeah, they put on softs. You're right, but they have it listed on the grid. Look, yeah, yes. You listen to Big Guy and Alex here. We got the correct thing here. Yes, yes, yes. Good. And but he's on hards. Hamilton's on softs. Just for cans in the super chat says Ollie doing a superb job right now. Yes, I believe so as well. Seventh place. And anybody have to pit in front of Ollie or no? No, he's got to protect it. But he's. I mean, they have 11 laps? Sorry to cut you off. He has 11 laps. Hamilton Norris is 6 seconds behind him, and Hamilton's a second. That seventh place finish for him would be incredible. Since lap 7. Yes, it is. Jesus, you're right. He's cutting it down quickly, isn't he? He just got a full second there, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to say. Signs. I thought, and look, they just changed it to soft on Norris there. Okay. Maybe I didn't recognize it. Yeah, he cut a second. He's attacking Norris, you mean? Fuck both. Go ahead. I don't know. Fuck both of these guys. I want Ollie Behrman to be in front of both of them. He's got 32 lap hards. They both have softs on. Mm. And they're focusing on these two guys right now. They got to think about the future. They're going to come up on this Ferrari driver. It'll be interesting. But you're right. Maybe they for 2 or 3 laps end up fighting each other even longer. Yes. Yeah, you know what? You know why Toto Wolff's so talking up about Kimi Antonelli? Kimi Antonelli is now the same age Max was when Wolff decided against signing him to Mercedes and letting Marco have Max, and that seems to be one of his most major regrets. And I think that's what it's playing in his mind right now, that he thinks this could be another Max character, and if he doesn't put him in now, I mean, I don't know, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, give him the space for a year, and then you can make a decision. If I'm yes, not just not just let that kid, let everybody on the grid make the decision at the last fucking second. See what you can get out of anybody. If anybody has some stellar season or whatever like that, you wait the whole year to decide who you're going to put in that Mercedes seat. Don't make a decision right away. I don't. He's going to leave the winningest team where he can win a race by 10, 20 seconds every time. They go to a team that's battling around for sixth to eighth. I mean, that's fucking stupid. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. That was a great quip by Jeremy Clarkson. If you saw it walking the grid when Martin Brundle was asking him in Bahrain, who's your money on to win the race, and he said Adrian Newey. It was a great fucking quote. J- Yeah, and you know what? I was deceived into thinking that that was Botas because that's always him. Now look at this: a guy who's saying I won't go to one of the top teams because they won't give me a multi-year contract. The only reason he's passing anyone in a race right now is because his teammates having a bad pit stop. He is now one position above last place, and the position in front of him is 17 seconds in front of him, and he thinks he has to give Mercedes standards of what they have to do to get him at that team. What an asshole! Yeah. Ooh. Well, let's. It's not Hamilton. It's Norris right now. Well, it's not a guarantee that Hamilton will get past Norris, though. Hmm. Yes. Yes, easily, pretty easily. Um, no, buddy, him. I would give it to him, and I would because to walk into that team and do that your first time, 18-year-old in a Ferrari, to have that poise of not even crashing out, not being in 15th, it's very impressive. Hammy fan 40 Hammy fan 44 says, "What would Hamilton be in if he was in a Ferrari right now? I'm betting at least a podium." Okay. I mean that I think if Leclerc is in third, Hamilton would either be in front of him or right behind him, so maybe, possibly. 10th. So we'll get a point for that team, which is desperately needed. Ocon in 13th. Sonoda ahead of Ricardo. Ricardo's in 16th. He's only in front of the Alfa Romeos. I know we've harped on it, but it is what it is. Go ahead. Yep. 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 Good point. Yeah. It is what. Yeah. But man, what a performance that kid's putting in right now. This is this is great to see. He's 18. Yes. It's yeah. Yes. No. Oh, Luca Badawar. Yeah. No, and that's where the name came from. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yes. He's right. They're right under 3 seconds away. There's 4 or 5 laps, I guess. They'd have to catch him at a very. I think he's got it in the bag as long as there's no mistakes made. Yep. I think you couldn't give it to anybody else. It's pointless to give it to Max now unless he starts 20th and just cuts through the field. But again, we're going to see yes, he has more than enough. He's got actually look you tell Leclerc to start pounding it right now, wouldn't you if you were the Ferrari team? Yeah. Yeah. It's only I'm looking at it right now. It's only 5.3 or something like that. Yeah. I didn't read. I was so intensely looking at the Did pair Yep. They're not getting him by much right now. They're losing time. But the tighter thing is the Leclerc now has him, right? Cuz 6 plus 5. Yeah. No. I mean, right? Because he got the 5 seconds after he got it after the pit stops. They adjudicated it way after the pit stops. That's the only way. It's like 4.8, 4.9 right now, something like that. It's very close. Yeah. He's barely losing it by a couple tenths of a second, right? No, he's gonna lose this again. Oh my god. This is so ridiculous. How many times? AMP says he's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose it. He's gonna lose it. Hashtag Checo. Yeah, I think so too. He's gonna lose it. He's not gonna get it. No, wait, he is gonna get it. No +5 to him right now. No, he is. Perez is putting the hammer down right now. Look, he is. He is though. Look, he just got half a second over Leclerc on that last lap. He's got it right now. He's got it right now. Perez has got it by about half a second. He's got it by half a second to Leclerc right now. Yep, he'll be good. So lap 49 out of 50. Yeah, he will be. Like he spun out. Jesus. He's in sixth. He's in 16th position, spinning out. He's still got Botus and Joe behind him by 5 or 6 seconds. What a joke. He should be in there right now. It's so ridiculous. No, no, none whatsoever. No reason. That's all right. We're gonna call it. Verstappen will get it. Perez will get it. Another victory for Verstappen, pretty much from start to finish, other than Norris leading for one or two laps ahead of him during the restart after the crash from Lance Stroll. Would be been solid. Yes. So Hamilton. So Hamilton will finish ninth. Hulkenberg will round it out at 10th. But again, Oliver Behrman probably definitely driver of the day. Yeah. So impressive. And you can see how happy his family is too there. Jeez. Carlos Sainz got to be dejected as all hell. But, Sainz had such a good race last weekend. Maybe he thinks he's better than Leclerc at this point. I don't know. But, yep, that was the race. We got Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, 1-2 again. And Perez is making a clear case for being re-signed. If it keeps going 1-2 in every race, there's no reason to get rid of the guy. Nah, not when someone's finishing right behind Max like that. Driver of the day. Yep. Yeah. So there's no reason to change it when it works. Mm. All right. We want to thank everybody watching, all of our fans from the Middle East as well. This was a good one. I know we were thinking about doing a review, but this was a good time. It was a good race to enjoy together. Thanks for all the listeners, the viewers. Thanks for everyone sending those chats. Always like and subscribe at the end of the video. And yeah. All right. All right. All right. And I guess, what's the next race? Is it Australia or something? I don't know if we'll be back for that. Maybe we'll do a review for that one. Keep you posted here. But next race will be midnight our time. It'll be March 24th, and I might be really busy at that time of the year. Anyways, thanks for everybody watching. I thought this was a way better race than last week's, honestly. More interesting, more fun. But yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Race. Might not be a bad idea. I don't know. But anyways, thanks everybody. Cheers. We'll see you next time. Bye bye. Wow, that was really good viewership. 11